What's going on, folks? Today we're kind of set up on this riverbank and I'm going to cook a mountain house meal, but I wanted to take a look at this new stove. So this is by UST. I think that's Ultimate Survival Technology, and it's kind of a cool design. Now a lot of times when I'm going on like several day backpacking trips and stuff like that, I'm actually bringing a bottle of gas using a little pocket rocket type of stove. But I think this is cool because it folds up and it's so compact. So it's almost folds up into this little square, and then the legs pop out of it. So the whole thing is made of this stamped steel. The legs fold down, and then you put your pot or your pan up top, then your fire goes below here, and then there's little vent holes. And then I think you could probably throw a can of Sterno or anything under here, but it comes with these hexamine fuel cubes. So I think that's almost like a compressed, some sort of petroleum something, but a little fuel cube. I think it's similar to what wet fire is. It's easy to light and burns really hot, and so you can use that as your fuel source. Now I've never cooked on this before, so I don't know how many of these fuel cubes I'm gonna need to use. It may be really efficient and do a good job, or it may be something where you run through these cubes pretty quick. So I'm gonna test that out, and we're gonna cook something on this new little stove. We'll start with 2 and see how that goes. These things definitely kind of have a weird oily smell to them, and they don't seem to want to light off of the flameless lighter. So fortunately we've got some mountain money here with us, so we'll light that. Hopefully we can light the fuel cube off of that. Alright, now we're cooking. I just guessed it too. I didn't read any instructions or anything, but that seems to be putting out pretty decent heat. So 2 may be the right answer. So we'll throw on the grill here, or a little stove top. I'm sure once you place it, you can't really move it again, because that whole thing is going to get really hot. But that's kind of cute. It's nice how it sets up, and it's actually really stable. Now this is a personal size mess kit. Whenever I'm doing multi-day backpacking trips, I'd probably use something bigger than this, because I can share equipment among a couple of guys. But for a little individual trip, something like this is actually a really nice size. This is also by UST. So fits on there very nicely. Let's go ahead and fill it up before we do that. This thing's a nice, hot, surprisingly even flame. I'm trying to remember how much water you actually need for a mountain house meal. That should do it. That's probably more than we need, but we don't have to put it all in there. Well, it looks like we're getting some steam and some little bubbles down there, and our fuel is still going strong. I really had no idea what the life of this fuel cubes would be, but they're still going pretty well. Probably a couple more minutes till we hit a boil. Well, so far it seems like the compact size of this stove and the reliability of the fuel source, if you have something to get it started. It didn't light with the flameless lighter, but even if you have matches, that's not a problem. But the compact size and the pretty consistent fuel seem to be real advantages of this product. So far, the only disadvantage I can think of is you can't control the heat. It's not like a gas burner where you can turn it up or turn it off, only use exactly the amount you want. The number of fuel cubes you light, I doubt you can relight those and use one halfway and then try to use it again. So you're pretty much kind of left up to the mercy of what that's going to burn, but that's no different than a fire. And since this thing's steel, I imagine that it's going to get pretty rusty, but again, that's more of a fit and finish sort of thing. I don't think it changes the functionality at all. But so far it seems like a pretty cool little product, and for an individual sized meal, or just boiling a cup of water, or making your morning coffee, I think this is pretty cool. Well, it looks like we're not quite boiling yet, but the flame is calming down. So I'm gonna add another one of these cubes. Again, it was total guesswork on how many I needed to add. So I'm just gonna tuck another one under there. Hopefully it'll light off the previous one. Yeah, it looks like it's doing it. So yeah, you can't really control the amount of power or the heat it's getting. All you can do is add cubes if you need to. So I'd say so far this has probably been going 10 minutes. So it's not quite as fast or quite as hot as a gas grill, but you know, there's no such thing as a free lunch. I think what you gain in the weight and the fuel source, you make up for in it being a little bit slower to get going. But the water's still hot. It's probably hot enough for tea or coffee, but it's not boiling yet. So that's always a good meter of how long does it take to get water to boil. All right, we are starting to get a gentle boil. Very gentle boil, but it is boiling. I can hear it a little bit. Today we're gonna make one of these Mountain House meals. I like these Pro Pack bags because you can just eat straight out of the bag. I already have stuff to eat out of, but this is really just for heating water. So this is the beef stroganoff with noodles. I've had this one before. So you just tear it open and save all your trash. Don't be a litter bug. Peel it open. Yeah, we're boiling. All right. How much water does this actually take? Always make sure to get that guy out of here. 14 fluid ounces. Oh, I think I filled this up to just under 16. So that's nice. There's markings on the inside of the cup. They're probably backwards for the camera because they're actually marked on the inside so that you can see where the water comes up to. So really it's basically the amount I put in there. I guessed about right. So I've got about 15, it says 14, so leave just a hair. Try not to burn myself. There we go. Got nice and toasty. And just seal that up. You don't need to shake it up too much. I'm just trying to get the water mixed in with everything. And just let that sit a couple minutes. A definite downside to this stove though is that you can't just switch it off. So I've still got obviously hot fuel burning. So I guess I just gotta kick that away because that's gonna be hot for a while, so I can't touch it. And I gotta just kind of sit here and watch and wait for this to burn out. I could probably just douse it with water and that'd probably be fine. But I think it is some sort of a petroleum fuel source, so I'm not sure how well that's gonna work, but let's give it a try. Worked just fine. It's crazy, the unburnt fuel almost looks like a little stone. Okay, that actually worked just fine. I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit before I fold it up, just because I don't want to burn the heck out of my hand. But we got just a few more minutes on our Mountain House meal. Starting to firm up a little bit. And I've got my little plastic spoon. It's funny, I cut off my spoon. People think I do it because I'm like trying to save that much more weight. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. I'm not opposed to that, but it's so it can fit in my little mess bag that this goes with. Give it a little stir. You're supposed to let it sit for a couple minutes, give it one stir, and then let it sit a couple more minutes. It actually smells pretty good though. I've had this one before, and some of these Mountain House meals are actually pretty good. All right, well, supper is ready. So this was a fun little experiment, trying out this new little stove. It's cool to the touch. So now I can just fold it up. Might need a little extra Ziploc baggie to hold these fuel cubes. This is kind of a one-time deal. And then it just flips over. Nice and easy, goes back in the bag. But supper's ready, and timing worked out perfect because we're kind of running out of light. So I'm just gonna kind of sit on this bank and enjoy this sunset as I eat my beef stroganoff. Well, hope you found this interesting, a little different, just kind of testing out some new gear, chance to get out of the city, sit here and enjoy a nice sunset. Until next time, stay safe, be free, and never stop seeking adventure.